All right. Okay. What's your name?
My name's David Cook. I
Yeah.
work on the local paper, Wellington Wrestling Coast. Super. Can you tell me why you've come along to Northamptonshire this week?
Why you have come?
Why you've come along? Were you invited by...
This is just a kind of message I have. That a discovery has been made now of a method.
Is this the first time, in fact, you've come to Northampton?
No, I've come before also.
And what sort of response did you get then?
Response was, I wouldn't say very good. No newspaper didn't come at all. Yesterday also there was no one. It's very surprising.
You found a lot of people were very sceptical, did you?
I don't know what they were like because nobody came.
That was at the Guildhall as well, was it?
No, Guildhall yesterday, we had lots of people yesterday. Yeah. But as far as the newspaper were concerned, we met some people here, but most of them came to see me when I came here first. We are sort of labor class people, and they were suffering from all kinds of maladies like possessions and things, and one gentleman just got up and started walking all around the places and talking, and it was quite funny.
Yeah. In fact, you were in Bedford last night, weren't you?
Yes,
that's right. And how did that go?
Went very well.
It went very well. Because in the past, I understand that you've helped heal an awful lot of people.
Yes.
Can you give me some examples of some of the more extraordinary healings you've done?
Anything you see like cancer. Then you can say blood cancer especially. One surgery has cured one blood cancer. Then diabetes.
In fact, I understand on one occasion you had a blind woman come to see you, is that right?
Yes, blindness if the eyes are open.
When was that exactly?
That is due to a possession on the back side, the optic lobe you have here. You see, if that gets possessed by an entity, your eyes are open but there's darkness. You can't see anything. And if you know how to open that, and get rid of the possession, and a deaf person hearing,
You've actually cured deafness as well, have you?
Yes, I did. There in Geneva it happened.
Can you? I mean, it's very difficult for people to actually understand how it's done. I mean, it all seems a bit mystical and and fast.
It is nothing mystical, I tell you. There's nothing mystical. Like you see a flower becoming a fruit. We take it for granted, isn't it? Do we find it mystical? Because we see it every day. But there is something, some power that does that, isn't it? Supposing you become the owner of that power, say, or if you have that power within you, you can also do many things.
But nonetheless, I mean, if I have an illness, I go to see a doctor, he gives me tablets or so on. I mean, to come and see you and say that I have got power within me to cure myself. I mean, how do you actually get that power?
What happens when you become realized, or we become, it's called twice born, then you become collectively conscious. You become. It is not that I just tell you it's a brain treatment or something or brain wash that I say, all right, now you have become this and this. You really become. That you start feeling them. They are centers on your fingertips.
So you actually feel that...
On the fingertips. You can. Everyone can feel it. Very clear.
So this is like this is the way to
diagnose it. You see, you are the doctor, you are the diagnosis. You could be patient also. And you are the medicine.
So once you've diagnosed
then you should know how to cure a particular center. For example, now, which is the Christ Center, is this one. These two are Christ Center here. In the pituitary pineal. Now, what are the diseases you get? All the diseases of the eyes you get out of that. Others are possessions. You see, people are mentally depressed, that. All this is due to the problem of the center. There could be ego problems also. People are egoistical, you see, and very bombastic, and they try to destroy others with their ego. All these problems can be solved if you can awaken from it. Because it said that he died for our sins.
And using this healing method you've got, that actually awakens.
Yes, you just have to say Lord's Prayer before me and he awakens them. Because I am connected with him. So when you say something to me, that connection reaches him and that is awakened, and there's an ego and superego in your head, which is sucked. Means your Your actions, that is your karmas, and your sins all are Sakti.
Mm-hmm.
Once they are Sakti, this portion opens up. When this opens up, you get the Kundalini out. It's very simple, because it's all done. For example, now look at this. You look at this, looks very simple, but must be quite complicated inside. And it has taken years to make it. So the whole thing has taken ages to make it, this human body. It's come out of amoeba to this stage, even from matter to this stage. All that is going to be done. Not only that, but what is going to happen to you is also existing within you in your heart, the spirit. Now, only thing is that this breakthrough has to take place. That is also built within you. That is sahaja. It is built within you. It is born with you. Sahaja is born. So it's all within you. And just if somebody knows how to do the job, the one who should have capacity. Like the Mother Earth has the capacity to sprout a seed. You can't do it otherwise. If you read books, do anything, you can't. It's a living process. But the Mother Earth has that. You put it there and you get it. In the same way, it is supposing I have the capacity, I can do it. Supposing you get the light tomorrow, you can do it. You can enlighten another person. One enlightened person can enlighten another person, but he has to be enlightened first of all.
Do you find that, as you say, once people have seen you and they've discovered how it can work, they can spread the word.
Yes.
But nonetheless, you say you met a lot of sceptical people last time. Do you think that is the basic problem? The sort of this healing process you have could be much more widely used and sort of...
You see, but I've seen people who come for healing just get satisfied at that thought that they are healed up. They don't go further. You see, you must see that God also has common sense. That he would like to only heal people normally. We would like to only construct or improve or repair those lamps which will give lights, isn't it? So those who are not going to work it out, the interest is less. But still it works. It's compassion, so it works. People get cured, no doubt. But out of them I find very few really come to Sahaja Yoga who come through healing. But those who are seeking of the spirit, they are a special category of people. They are extremely beautiful people, and they are seeking, maybe they are taking drugs, going to wrong gurus, whatever they are doing. That's a different point. But they are seekers. Basically, they are seekers of the truth, and they are the best people. And they are the ones who are meant for Sahaja Yoga, not the people who just want their body to be all right. What's the use of having the body? What are you going to do with it? You see, this body must have a meaning. And those who are finding the meaning are the best help. Of course, they get rid of all their maladies and everything as a byproduct. But that's the main thing that's important.
I understand your husband, in fact, holds a fairly eminent position. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
He's elected as Secretary General.
Of what is that?
Of one international organization you have, one agency you have in this country called as International Maritime Organization, which has got 134 nations who have elected him. And that's how we are here.
Do you find, his work must be so completely different to yours?
No, it's quite just the same, I feel, because my work only works out how I meet people, isn't it? And when I meet people, I find they like my work. I help these people also sometimes if they're sick or something wrong with them. But it never collides with my work at all, I find, because you become so loving and affectionate and so tolerant that you just don't feel anything. It's very nice to meet new people because of him I have gone to many communist countries. I visited China, I visited Russia, all these places I could not have visited.
I think, you must have a great deal of difficulty convincing people that you are a genuine, Bodhi person, sort of doing this work. Do you find that there is problems with people who aren't, sort of string people along?
You see, it depends on what country you are. Say in India it's not difficult at all because they understand. They know, they have had an education on this, that the one who awakens the Kundalini is the real person. You see, and they can see the rising of the Kundalini, they can see the pulsation of the Kundalini, they can feel the pulsation here. It's all told them, so they know about it. I don't have to work out with them. But if otherwise, most of the seekers in other countries also have come to right conclusions because they have had a very bad time. So they have come to right conclusion, and it's not so difficult. But of course, that if there's too much mental projection, then rather difficult. But it doesn't matter.
Are there a lot of fakes in this country?
So many.
So
Most
many.
of them are.
And they must be your biggest headache, I should think.
They are not only mine, but of all the seekers.
Yeah.
And that's very true. They really ruin seekers. I've known people, they make money, put these people out of jobs, out of their lives, make them abnormal, sick, like cabbages. They take away, the children are ruined. It's horrible. Some of them get epilepsy, some of them get cancer, all kinds of diseases. Some people become blind. They all.
You don't, in fact, charge anything, do you?
No.
Now, how is your trips around the country, different countries and around Britain and so on, how they actually funded them?
You see, it is mostly funded by my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly he's a generous man.
That's lucky, isn't it?
He's generous. Otherwise also, I have some income of my own.
Mm-hmm. How much would you estimate that you spend trying to spread the word a year?
I can't say that. I'm not good at account. But I would say that when I travel, for example, supposing I go to any other country, sometimes Sahajavis think that I should not pay for their salvation.
Mm-hmm.
So out of their self-respect, they pay my traveling sometimes. But that they don't pay me, but to the travel agents or something to buy tickets for me at the most. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But not much. It's not much spending.
Where have you travelled this year then?
No, this year. Let's start. Where did I go? Can you? No, I came from America, Geneva, Austria, Belgium, Spain, Portugal, France, Germany, Russia. I went to Russia. Uzbekistan.
And this is all this year, is it?
Yes, this year, yeah.
You must be worn out.
Do I look back? Now
You don't, look.
I'm 60 now.
Really?
60 years of age, really.
You don't look 60 years old. How did it all start for you then? I mean, right at the beginning. I'd say, I mean, most people know very little about this sort of thing, me included. But how did it actually all start right in the beginning for you?
You see, actually, I was aware of it from my very childhood. As you are aware, say, for example, you are aware you are a human being. In the same way, I was aware. I was absolutely aware of me and my mission and why I am here, what I am. Everything I was aware of it from my very childhood. Mm-hmm. But I was working out how to do it in our mass happening. It should be for the masses. My father himself was a realized soul, and he was a member of the parliament and assembly in those days. I mean, he was the only Indian to be elected. Mm-hmm. Indian Christian to be elected, I should say. My brother also is a minister of, Minister of Communications and same thing as...
So, I mean, I suppose in India, I mean, it's not as difficult to actually make people understand. It's only when you start travelling abroad.
No, Indians understand much better.
That's what I say.
But abroad is a problem.
Yeah.
Because, you see, they're naive. They don't know. You see, Christ's life was only for 4 years. You couldn't tell them much about it, about the Holy Ghost. It's all a mystery, you see. The Christianity could not give that because they never went into the search of it, you see, the deeper of it. Mm-hmm. Just reading Bible, telling some sort of an interpretation doesn't give you anything. Mm-hmm. So the second part of it, they didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And that's why I find people got lost more because of these gurus coming, giving them some ideas, this, that. And they sort of are hypnotized also to a great extent. All these people are hypnotized, brainwashed. Then some of them went into drugs. You see, so many things, they are all self-destroyed. Mm-hmm. That's how I found people very much confused here, very much confused. Mm-hmm. Of course, the people in India, say for example our President of India, he knows I am a saint. Mm-hmm. So he treats me like a saint. It's a very big thing. He's come to receive me, and even the Prime Minister of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri, my husband was his secretary, but he used to come and see me often in the car, you see. Mm-hmm. So in India, it's a saint is higher than all kings and everyone put together, you see. So they know how to respect a saint, even for popularity.
Do you find that, I mean, you call yourself a saint, do you find that people in England...
no, not so much.
they're not quite as...
No, they care more for politicians.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, do you find, you're a little bit insulted by them sometimes?
It's all right.
I mean, you firmly believe in what you do, obviously, and it must seem incredible to you when other people,
It's all right. You see, after all, they are children. They don't understand. That's all I can say. Because they are still children in spiritual life, you see. But they are not going to crucify me this time, isn't it? So it's all right.
Now, when you make these trips to towns like Northampton and stuff, you've got several people with you. Does this team come with you every time?
No, they are from this place. Some of them are now, and some of them are there. Of course, I will never say they have come from Australia, and we have an ashram in London.
Mm-hmm.
So they are staying there. So they just came round here, and these two are from. He is working in London. He's also there. And these three gentlemen are from Bedford. He's from Bristol.
Oh, I see.
But there is nothing like that. Is that a team or anything?
Yeah.
Anybody who feels like can come round if they're free.
So anyone who's available to give you a bit of help?
Yes, they can just to help me because it's a big group and all that, so they can help me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much. But I think you should ask one more question if you can say about Kundalini, because those who have read about Kundalini would be interested too. Mm-hmm. Is said that lots of books have been written about Kundalini, that it's very dangerous, it is very this thing and all that. But it is not at all. See, thousands of people have given realization, thousands. It has never put anybody into danger at all. But those who are naive, those who are unholy persons, who have no idea of a spiritual life, see, if they try tricks, you see, like sex, you see, through sex and all that nonsense, then it feels insensitive. And then there are problems.
How can it be dangerous then?
Which one?
How you said it can be dangerous if it's not used properly.
You see, like, we could say that if I don't know this instrument and I put my hand into something, I may get a burning, but that doesn't mean this is dangerous because I don't know.
I mean, if you don't understand it, it's the equivalent of putting your finger in an electric light socket.
That's sort, you see.
Yeah.
That's like that, you see. It's just, but they try to do it, and then they try to write books about it. It's something surprising, isn't it? I haven't written any books so far.
So that's obviously, sort of the thing that you've got to try and make clear to people.
Yes, you have to, and then when you get realization, you automatically become righteous. I don't have to tell you become righteous, because the religion is enlightened within you. You automatically become. I don't tell you that you don't drink. You just don't drink because you don't enjoy it. You don't smoke because you just don't enjoy it. Don't take drugs. You just don't do it because it's all enlightened. Because a new priority has come. Like if there's light in this room, suddenly you start seeing the relative position of everything, and you know if you walk this way, you'll be hit. In the same way, enlightenment means that automatically become righteous.
What is your success rate then for healing people? What is your success rate for healing people who come to see you? How many times do you actually heal people compared to the number of people who come to see you?
Some people just once, for 10 minutes sufficient. Our president, Sanjeev Reddy, the first president, he was coming from America. His operation had failed. He was just in a very bad shape. I just went to see him. And he didn't know as Miss Mataji, but he knew me as Mrs. Shiraz. And suddenly our High Commissioner told him, this is Mataji, Manade. So his wife said, I've heard you've cured so many people. So just cure my husband. I put my hand only for 10 minutes, you'll be surprised. He was just there, he got it.
Does that happen every time when you get somebody come to see you?
Not always. Some people take more time, some people take less time. It depends on. If they're complicated, you see. They take more time, some of them do. You see, for example, supposing you have to break through now, and if you're just there, you're out.
Are there some people who you just simply can't heal?
Some people, I don't know, but you see, I don't know, I don't remember of someone who came to me and was not healed so far. Some might have been, I don't know, but those who came, see, assiduously, I don't think. Isn't it? As far as I remember, I should say.
Yeah, you've done quite well.
Because so many it has happened, even these people are healing.
Yeah.
So there's no end to it. Imagine, one person is me. I can remember for myself, but there's so many that are healing, and I just forget about it. I just don't remember. Once I had gone to a program, I was just sitting. One gentleman came, he just touched my feet. I said, who are you? He said, you've forgotten me? I said, why? I said, I'm sorry. He said, I'm the father of such and such girl, whom you cured in 2 minutes' time, who was going to die, and this and that in the hospital. I said, really? I tried to remember as well. It was this, you see. Then it felt me great difficulty, I remember, because it was so quick. I had gone to see somebody else, and on my way back he caught hold of me. And there she was cured in such a quick manner that I forgot all of that.
Really? Well, I suppose the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? When we see you tomorrow.
And moreover, what I'm saying, it's not important. What is important is to become straight. Feeling is not important. You see, because everyone has to die in any case. What is important that you have to become the spirit. That is. And then you heal others.
That's right.
Not only yourself. You can heal yourself and heal others also.
Right, okay. Well, as I say, thank you for your time.
Many incurable diseases you can put, but that's not the main job, I think.
Yes, I think that's probably the thing that a lot of people are most interested in. So,
I agree. Yeah.
Excuse me one moment. When the article was written by an Audience Post, no, they took it very well, I think, but they described her as a man. Was it?
I've got it all, yeah.
I don't think. I think you're speaking to the wrong person.
I'm getting confused.
What is it? What is it?
Mother before, the newspaper tried to introduce you to the public and they described you as a spiritualist, because in this area we are quite very different.
Yeah.
So this is in fact.
Clear yourself from that.
I remember that. And he also said I am a he. He put my photograph
Yeah.
and he referred to me as a he. You see, what's this?
Yeah. Well, in fact, this will be the first article we've ever run on you. So
You see,
I'm
they
sorry, I
never-
apologise for that.
that's all right. That's all right. It often happens, actually.
It often. I said I have to do so many things like me. Also, as you said, I have just, sometimes I don't remember.
That's right.
All right.
Two more and then I'm
No.
off, all right? Can I take just two more pictures?
Yes, yes, please,
One of
go
them,
ahead.
like, actually, if you could place your hands, so, you know, which you normally... You mind if I move it? Is it? On your face, just out the... And if you have your hands up farther, you know,
As you say.
something like that, yeah.
Our style is like this.
All
Right?
right, yeah. This stuff here, no, I won't get that in there, but you just put it anyway. You could cut that out. And the last one, if you stand up, just actually put your hands out like that, as though you're greeting the congregation, you know. Just that. Lovely. Thank you very much.
You can ask to put their hands towards my photograph. My photograph is like this.
Yes.
You can have got realization on my photograph.
Yes.
Yes, they are being cured on my photograph.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yes, that's it. That's what our city is going to have. Slides are going to write what is going to have.
So the more you get about and the more pictures you
Yes,
have.
the pictures, these people have used pictures for me, what realization of the photograph. Not only of photograph, but they are cured people. Yes. At first time I went to Australia, which is big, crowd of the press of that. What happened that a relation of a very big man in that industry was dying. And a lady, one of the visits, she said that I saw now, I just took a photograph of it. I could see what is this. Not only that, but today she's walking, what is it all like that. And that's how they came in, and that's how such a big crowd came. One of them is another journalist who is realized.
Oh, I see. It's a question of, you know, making people see, isn't it, start with, I suppose, once
I
people...
think so, otherwise we would have
Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope it's a successful evening for you tonight,
It's a
anyway.
very responsible thing. It's really good for everybody.
Well, I'm sure we'll have some...
Isn't it? After all, newspapers should give some news also.
That's it. Thank you very much indeed.
So in the background,
Yeah, good sign.
in the background.
That's me. It was good, beautiful. Did they give this address? Will you please? Tell them about Cambridge. Tell them about Cambridge. Can you? That was ingenious. I was wondering why did he want to go. He's a genius. He's a genius. It was good. He got him to speed and I also got him to speed with it. I said, let me talk fast. All right? Now, thank you for the cameraman. This team follows me instead now.